Dr. Mukesh Singh Tomar is my name, and today I am going to talk about Block 1 Introduction to Organizational Behavior. Here we have already covered two lectures. This is my third lecture. Here we are going to understand the concept of organizational behavior. Now, specifically in this lecture, we are going to talk about challenges and opportunities of organizational behavior in India specifically. In next lecture, we are going to critically examine the importance of organization. We have done as of now organizational behavior concept, definition, and all. Now, today we are going to understand the challenges and opportunities. In this block, what are the fundamental challenges and opportunities for the organization? See, there are so many challenges which we are facing as an organization or as an employer. Like first one is leadership style and their impact. We try to understand the challenge in any organization. What kind of theory and what kind of theory applied in the market and accepted by the society at large, as well as internal people and external people. If they are expecting something else and we are providing something else in terms of leadership, the impact will differ, and that impact does not meet your targeted targets, right, or objective which is defined in a long term and short term, right? So this is not achievable. Here I would like to take example in this leadership style. Example of Tata Sons. Tata. Ratan Tata is a person who provide different kind of leadership style to their employees. Infosys, Narayan Murthy ji, what they do, they provide different type of market environment, implementations, and people, whether it is internal or external, they are highly satisfied. Their impact is higher as compared to other, right? So this is what one example of challenges and opportunities. There are so many things, like how you will motivate your employees. As an employer, if I am talking about to the employer, how you will motivate your employees and employee engagement. These are the two things or two big challenges which is faced by the organization, right? Employee motivation may be monetary or non-monetary. Individually, what kind of motivation required to whom, it is need to be identified by the employee. Once you identify that thing, and you should provide on certain level which is come under the organizational goal. Once you have done this, your achievement or having quality performance by their employee is received, right? Employee engagement is what? That means the satisfaction level of employee, duty and task assigned as per the demand or as per the requirement of their employees. So these are the two big challenges and opportunities. First one is leadership style and motivation. Along with that, there are so many challenges and opportunities which we are going to study, understand, and conceptualize here. First one is globalization implications. Means impact of global process in the organizational behavior. Nowadays, you can see communication is not a big task, whether it is from US, UK, Asia, or any other countries. So what we do, we easily understand what kind of a strategy adopted by the organization who is establishing in the USA or who is in China, Japan, or any other country, right? So we need to understand the business model along with the organizational behavior to their employees. If we are able to understand or conceptualize this, we are able to understand the requirement of our employee, right? So there are two big elements in this. First one is more assignment abroad, means the employee having different assignments or having maximum assignments, and their time limits is there. Whenever you want to do it, but your time task must be accomplished on the time. That is the implementation of global implementation. But in Indian context, if we are talking about, we our employees habitual to have a specific time frame for their work, right? And whatever they are performing in that work culture or workplace, that is the duty, right? So that is what global implications which we need to understand here. How global prospect is growing up, and we need to explain the benefit of having quality work, given time, and appropriate results. Second one is multicultural workplace. In India also, we are having multicultural, north, east, south, west. We are having different culture with different society, different languages, different fooding habits, and different altogether prospect. We find so many things: religious, ecosystem, demographics, and psychological prospects. Multicultural discipline is available in any organization. So when we cope up with this multicultural workplace, we need to make a symmetry. That symmetry is a big challenge for any organization. That too opportunity also to bring various kind of mindset in any organization for their growth and development. Third one is handling the backlash. Again, capitalism standards and values include financial one very wide. That means capitalism, we need to understand the capitalism, and we need to conceptualize that, and we have to handle very carefully in this regard. Fourth one is as more and more jobs and production are located in low cost labor nations, China, Taiwan. Merger must strike a balance between the organization need for low cost and its commitment to the corporate social responsibility. That means in global prospects, there are so many countries who are having interpersonal collaborations. Like as I have in my slide is China and Taiwan. Nowadays situation is different. But if we are talking about chip system that is manufactured by the Taiwan, right? That deficiency of that chip, India also not able to perform very well. So what we are doing, we are making our manufacturing plants, 4 in India. Last few months back, there is announcement and implementation also. So organization having the different qualities, that is identify the different people. Like China is producing so many toys, so many products which is available in India also, and cheaper cost. How and why they are able to do it, we need to identify, and we produce this kind of things in India also, right? What is the benefit of that? Society at large will get the benefit of this. So this is what duty of organization. In IT sector, take example of IT sector, we are having leading position worldwide, right? So people are following and collaborating with us, whether it is Microsoft, Oracle, or any other organization. Why they are doing it? Because maybe some their intention of having good quality employees, right? Productive employees. So that is why they are trying to collaborate with us. So this is what fourth point. Managing people during the war on terror, for instance, those who are terrified of terrorism fight from some companies and channels. This is also a global prospect, right? If somebody is, take example of 9/11, whole world is having positive mindset towards that act. Whatever they have done is not right. So that is what global implementation and consequences is what 2-3 days. Global market is not getting what they deserve. Right after that, by the time that will comes on a neutral platform. Now, first one is global implications. Another challenge is managing work diversity. What do you mean by work diversity? And embracing diversity in order to fit with the society. Employees from different nations do not give up their cultural conventions. Supervisor must make accommodation for them to prevent feeling of alienation or neglect. That means managing work diversity. When we talk about in Indian context, we have different religions, different caste, different social aspects like language, attire, or different mode we can talk about. So when we collaborate different aspects to have certain objective, so we need to formulate some strategy. Why? This is a kind of challenge, a challenge which is overcome to bring more intellectual employees. If we talk about in India, South, Northeast, North, West, all the people will have different mindset, different intellectuals, different achievements. So if we want collaborative performance, we need to make this challenge into a opportunity, right? Changing US demography implications. Good manager cannot hold all of their staff to the same standard and must be aware of cultural variance. When we identify this, so what is the role of good manager? They avoid their not having more emphasis on their cultural prospect. They are having focus on the objective of the organization. There are some more challenges and opportunities. Improving quality and productivity. That is what one of the biggest challenge which need to be converted into the opportunity. What is quality? Quality means a productive employee having a productive task or effective task which give the satisfaction to the organization as well as that employee. So we need to identify as an employer, we need to identify who have which kind of quality and how we will utilize that quality to have better outcome or to achieve organizational goal in shortest. Once you identify that quality, you are able to make it in an opportunity. Why? Because that will lead to productive task or productive performance. Now, next one is improving customer service. When we talk about internal and external employees or external associates, whether it is customer, supplier, wholesaler, retailers, B2B. So we need to provide customer services so that we can get the appropriate feedback to upgrade or to uplift the organizational objectives. Once we have received appropriate feedback, we will be able to have quality results. Stimulating innovation and changes. Nowadays, when we talk about challenge in organizational behavior, almost more than 65% companies are focusing on digital marketing. Why is it so? Because there are appropriate target audience which is available in less cost. And that is coming from the innovative prospects, digitalization, right? And that stimulation may lead to change. If somebody is not able to adopt that policy or that digital prospect, so what is the sense of having that kind of innovation or productive aspect? We need to explain benefit of that digitalization or that innovation. If it is able to explain or satisfy to their target audience, that change will lead to be a opportunity, right? Coping with the temporary is next. That means challenges and opportunities having permanent framework, not a short term. If it is so, success will having a better prospect in any organization. Working in network organization. This is hardcore fact for the any organization. If they want to make their good relation with the peer group and the market, that market, like take example of life insurance companies in this. They having a quality network system. By having that quality network systems like agents and all, they are forwarding positive information to the market, and that positive information will give the better outcomes. Helping employee balance work-life conflicts. This is one of again big challenge. Why? Because that play the role of conflict management. Conflict with organization. If people are ready to manage work-life balance, so conflict will not be arise. What is work-life balance? Work-life balance means the organizational task assigned to the employee and satisfaction at the workplace and life, their personal life. They are satisfied in their personal life because in Maslow's theory of need, we have already understand. If we are able to conceptualize, understand the need of employee, then we will provide the working environment according to that need. Of that need will lead to have satisfaction, right? So that help employee, and that is one of the biggest challenge. Why? Because we need to understand the need of employee, and that According to that need, we will provide the working environment. Creating a positive working surroundings. This is possible. This challenge is possible, or this challenge is possible to convert as opportunity if we will be able to create positive example. Take an example of CCD, Cafe Coffee Day. At one point of time, this organization is having more than 6,000 or some statistic is different, 6,000 plus flat alone. Now they have only 400 approximately. So why and how? That depend on the opportunities which they grab and perform well, right? That lead to create positive environment surroundings in their employees. We are having success by the time. So that is what designed and developed by the management to their employees. Positive, right? This is one of the challenge, and CCD is having success in this. Now, OB model. This is what most demanding and effective model in this. Let us discuss one by one. What is OB model? OB model having variables, two variables, dependent variable and independent. What is dependent variables? Workplace deviant conduct, antisocial behavior, or workplace incivility, absenteeism, turnover, job satisfaction, organizational citizenship behavior. These are the dependable variables. Independent variables, variable at individual level, such as drive, perception, attitude, moral attitude, dispositions and feelings, personal choice and education, and biographical traits. These are the independent. Let us understand individual levels, such as a person, what kind of perception they perceive, and that perception is making a successful outcome of any organization, right? So that perception must be in the positive frame. Independent variable. That independent variable is coming from the individual level. Attitude, again, what do you mean by attitude? Behavior towards work or towards having a quality of work. Like if I am having a 20-year of teaching experience, that means my attitude, my level of understanding for a particular topic is different to who have only 2-year teaching experience. So certain level of confidence arises. We need to understand that confidence on an individual level. Moral and attitudes, moral values. Suppose if an employee is working continuously 10 years in any organization, so moral value is too much associated with this. Vice versa, a person who changes their job in every second or third year, having frequent change. So what are the moral values of both of them as an individual? Different altogether. One person is associated with the each element of organization, even whether it is infrastructure. A person who is switching their job very frequently having different moral values. They have individual identity, different perception, perceive, and different behavior. They behave in the organization. Disposition and feelings towards an organization. Take example, as I told you earlier, Tata Sons, Ratan Tata, Reliance, Mukesh Ambani. So when we linked with the person or identity of a person, how they will get the success, what is the identity of a person. So that is come under disposition and feelings. Personal choice and education. Every individual person having independent variable of personal choice. Like I am good in writing, some people good in speaking, some people are good in computer, technological aspect, some people are economical proficiency is there. So that is what personal choice of effectiveness, and that to come with the education. Means some people are graduate, postgraduate, technically having knowledge. Some people are having degree, but they don't have experience of technical handling. So that is what comes under education. Biographical traits. There are so many traits: social, economical, behavioral, psychological traits. We need to understand all these in the independent variable. Another point, variable at group level. As of now, we understand the individual behavior, the group behavior, group level, such as power and politics. If a person in a group having a good speaking skills or good analytical approach, people will admire definitely, and these people will get the power, and that power go for the union formation or having a leader sort of thing. That is having positive and negative both aspect for the organization. Positive, let's talk about positive aspect. Positive aspect is what, when people will convert that group into a productive form. Means a leader who have power, who have analytical approach, who conceptualize that if organization will grow, we are as an employee, as an individual, automatically will have the benefit in terms of various monetary and non-monetary benefits. So that is what positive prospect. Negative prospect, demand of employee satisfaction by having some unethical approaches like strike, protection and all. So that is the another level. Next point is work team. If people will not work together, they will not get the success in total, whether it is individual or group or an organization. Leadership and trust. Once you have analytical approach, your leadership will be accepted by your group of people, and they have different kind of trust. So this is what independent variable. People will will change that trust by the time. Like if you are having good analytical approach, somebody coming and newly joined, and they have better analytical approach and better understanding of today's environment. So people may change their leadership and trust also. That is why it is called independent variable in a group level. Communication, the tool by which they can communicate, they communicate in an effective way. Conflict. When group of people is there, interpersonal conflict arises, and solution of that interpersonal conflict may lead to be a successful organization. And collective decision making. When we talk about independent variable in a group level, this is what collective decision. Variables at the organizational system level. That is the third level in independent variables. Organizational system. Top level management, middle level, and lower level. So that organizational structure is identified and having a vital role of any organizational development, right? Such as organizational culture, right? It depends on top level management what kind of environment they want to create, what kind of culture they want to create. Monopolistic environment means what? My way or highway. Either you have to accept my decision or you can leave the organization. This kind of culture will not lead to be a positive. This is what? Satisfaction level on higher side to employees. Structure, as I told you, top level management, lower, middle. So that structure, hierarchy in marketing, specifically if we want to understand, salesman, executive, senior executive, then manager, then branch head, then state head, then zonal head, then group GM. So this is what the structure of marketing, and that structure is identified. If I am working as a executive and I am having some opinion about any product and services, so I need to convey to my supervisor to their boss, to boss. End of the day, it has to be reached on GM, top level manager. So we should follow formal organizational structure and design, as well as the policy and procedure pertaining to human resources. We should keep some policies and procedure to satisfy their internal employees. Why? Because that human resource may give the effective outcome at the level of understanding. Organizational behavior, we already conceptualized. There is 3 level: individual, group, and organizational system level. Figure which we are going to have in next slide, that is the organizational behavior model, right? So independent and dependent variable. Independent variable we consider as X, and dependent variable we consider as Y. In this model, we easily understand dependent variable, productivity. As we already discussed, it is depend on the independent variables, right? Absence, turnover, workplace behavior, citizenship, and satisfaction. They all are the independent dependent variables, and that is what human are. And what are the independent variables? As I told you, individual level, which is in yellow, and group level, and organization. 3 levels. Individual decision making comprises with the perception, motivation, and individual learning. These are coming from the different backgrounds: personality traits, emotions, values, attitude, ability, and biographical characteristics. These terms and structure we have already discussed earlier. And that perception, motivation, and individual learning may lead to group behavior. Where? In communication. Through the communication, group decision making arises, and that is what leadership and input, group structure, which come in two ways: conflict, power and politics, work hours and all. And that leadership forward, like suppose I am creating some sort of group, and that group, some intellectual person or some analytical aspect having a person is identically having a leadership. So that leader convey our message to the organizational systems, and that is also again having a label. To whom? Organizational structure design, as I told you, executive to supervisor, supervisor to manager, manager to branch manager, branch manager to division, division to zonal, zonal to state, state to region, region to GM. So that is how organizational culture is designed and developed, and human resource policy and practices play the vital role, right? So this is altogether comprised as organizational behavior or organizational behavior model, right? So this is what organizational behavior. Now let's having some examples, right? Flipkart, technical example, or any Blinkit. Let's understand with the Blinkit. In this organization, what they are trying to say, they are providing your demand, which is arises from the various mode like online, Flipkart, Amazon, all and all. So that Blinkit provide 10 minutes or 20 minutes, maximum 10 minutes product delivery at your doorstep. So here three things are comes. Individual level means a person who collect that information from the digital mode, transform into the physical form, make it a bunch or assemble a order in one place. A person carried that order and deliver to the demand concern doorstep. So that is what role of an individual. What is the role of group? Both the things comes together, and that is designed and developed by the organization, and they will get the benefit. Employee will get the benefit at group level and individual level. So these are the independent variables. Outcome of that human outcome, productivity, right? Within 10 minutes you will receive your requirement, so you are highly satisfied. Again and again you will give the order to the Blinkit and they will deliver it again and again. So that is the productivity enhance benefit of the organization, right? Turnover will increase, right? And sense of responsibility arises. These all are the dependent in the organizational model. Now, as we have already understand all these things, so I think thanks for as of now what we have studied. This is my reference links. You can have any kind of query, please ask to me, right?